Pedro DoorDash Santiago, everybody's favorite gig tuber. Let me tell you my experience with Pedro and why I don't think that anymore. I still watch his videos, but I used to be a huge super fan of him, and I really looked up to him because I'm in the gig space and I'm like, hey, he's doing really good numbers. I want to be just like Pedro. I don't want to be like Pedro. Let me tell you why. Back in March of this year, I reach out to Pedro on his email and I say, hey, I have a smaller channel. I'm looking to grow my channel. Would you want to do a one-day challenge with me? He says, yes. Reach out to me on Instagram and I will figure out the details there. I message him on Instagram and I can show you the screenshots of our messages on Instagram. Let me tell you exactly what he said so that none of this is skewed or in my favor. We're just gonna go exactly over what he said. I said, hey Pedro, this is John Billings. I was told to DM you on Instagram about the collaboration, because he said, yes, we can collaborate. Message me on Instagram and send me the details. I sent him the details of all the rules that I would want in the challenge, and he says, why no peak pay? And then I said, you can, just to make it more challenging, you can revise the rules if you want. So this was, oh my gosh, seriously. The exact date I reached out to Pedro was March 22nd. This was the day that he messaged me on my email and said to contact him on Instagram. March 24th, he answers. So 2 days later, I know he probably has a lot of people in his DMs because he's a bigger YouTuber. So I understand. It took him 2 days to respond. Okay, that's fine. Same day, March 24th, I said, Mondays work best for me, but I can work it out for any day that works for you. Hold on, I'm gonna go pick up this order. Okay, March 24th, I talked to him, or he didn't respond to any of the messages. Okay, whatever. I talked to him about something else in the DoorDash community. Nothing about the challenge. He responds that same, I guess the next morning, and he says, thank you. And I said, you're welcome. And I talked to him about more DoorDash stuff, and he answers on April 6th. And so this is many, many days later. April 6th, I says, when would you like to do the challenge? And he sent me this voice message.
Let's iron out some details starting next week at some point. Definitely interested, and I think we could do a one-day video and film it and share some of the footage with each other, maybe post it on each other's channels. Let's talk about it next Monday or Tuesday. I got some stuff to do with the family this weekend, but definitely still interested.
So he says that. I'm like, okay, that's fine. April 25th, I messaged him. I said, Pedro, just checking in to see that you're still interested in doing that challenge with me. If so, could we schedule a time in May? This is April 25th. That recording was on April 6th. So I'm like, okay, maybe Pedro's just busy. I don't know. But I still wanted to do this challenge because I'm determined to grow my channel and start getting monetized. And I was like, hey, he's the biggest gig tuber out here right now, and I really enjoy his content. And he said he'll do the challenge. He said in 2 videos of his, he said he's doing a challenge with me. So I think it was in 2 lives, he said he was gonna do a challenge. April 26th, he responds to a message that I sent him about DoorDash. Completely different. He says, I have seen those. And yes, let's do something in May for sure. I was like, okay, that's cool. I said, okay, if you can let me know what day works best for you, that would be awesome. And no response. I was like, okay, whatever. June 23rd comes around. I say, hey, Pedro, I don't mean to be a bother, but I have been looking to grow my channel, and the best way I believe I can do that is by collaborating with other creators such as yourself. I know that I asked back in March if you were down to film a challenge video, and you said you were. But if it won't work out anymore to film a video together, you can let me know and I'll reach out to other people to collaborate with. And Pedro hasn't even opened that one. He hasn't opened that message. So my message to you, Pedro, you publicly on your channel twice told your followers, hey, I'm doing a challenge with John Billings. And that never came to fruition. The thing I'm mad about is that you are ignoring me. And who cares if you ignored me in the first place, you know? If I would have reached out and you wouldn't have said anything, I wouldn't have cared. But you gave your word to me that you would do this challenge with me. I get really excited once you tell me you'll do the challenge with me. I go to my family, I go to my friends, I say, hey, you wanna know what's really cool? You had 40,000 subscribers at the time. What I told my family is, and my friends. You want to know what's really cool? I am doing this collaboration with a YouTuber who has 40,000 subscribers, and I'm surprised that he said yes. They're like, oh, that is really cool. And as all this time is going by that you're not responding to me, that you're not saying yes or no, I guess you said yes right off the bat, but all this time that you're not responding to me, I have my friends and family saying, hey, are you still gonna do that challenge with Pedro? I say, hey, I don't know. And I don't put a bad name on you. I just say, maybe, I think he's a little busy right now. And now that makes me look like the liar, telling those people, hey, I was gonna do this challenge. I was gonna do the challenge. You know I was gonna do the challenge. You know you agreed to the challenge. Mr. Bet on You himself told me he'd do the challenge, but he's like, hey, I'm not gonna do this challenge with this guy because his channel is too small. Totally understandable if you wouldn't have said yes. If you would not have said yes in the start, I understand. My channel wasn't very big, and it's still not the biggest channel. Another thing that bugs me, Nugs, in the middle of me asking you, I asked you in March, Nugs sometime after that asks in his community post, hey, I wanna do a challenge with somebody. You're like, hey, Nugs has around the same many subscribers as me. That'll get so many eyes on my channel. Let me do that challenge instead of the challenge with John Billings. Okay, you're fine to do whatever you want with your channel, but the fact that you kept telling me, yes, I will do the challenge. Let's schedule something. Let's schedule something. I was very patient with you, and it's been over almost 2 months since you even opened my message. You're not even opening my messages on Instagram anymore. I don't know why. You may have your reasons for not wanting to do the challenge with me, but whatever the reason, you shouldn't have said yes in the very beginning. From now on, I'm not going to be watching many other gig tubers. There are select few that I still trust and that I can still watch, but for the most part, I'm not going to be watching other gig content. It's a little bit frustrating. Pedro, if you want, you can reach out to me on Instagram. You have my Instagram. You have my phone number. You can reach out to me, tell me the exact reason, and let's get this behind us and move on. Pedro, if you could, I'd like to talk it over. Give me the exact reasoning. Give me the exact reasoning why you didn't want to do the challenge with me, or why you stopped responding to me. This is the best way I know how to reach you, because I know you'll watch. If I tag you, I know you're gonna watch.